Welcome to another episode of Crystal Hook Fishing. This is gonna be a good one. I've already been diving, but yeah, I forgot to film an intro, so I'm doing it now. Go dive. Welcome to another episode of Crystal Hook. I didn't actually think that we were gonna have an episode today, but we do.
Welcome back underwater, everybody. So, for those of you who don't know, I've undergone a lot of big life changes recently, personal changes, and I've also come up to college, which means I have a little bit less time to dive. But I'm still, putting out videos, editing videos, because I really like doing this. So, we'll get into some diving. So this is a shipwreck, just an old ghost ship, and chilling out under it, looking in there for grouper under the ledge with my light. I don't really see any grouper, but I see a nice little porgy, so I kind of line up on it. Boom. These little porgy are so tasty. I actually ate this fish with some snapper last night. Secure the fish in the same dive, head up to the surface, brain them, bleed them, and gut them. That's meat in the box. This next dive, going back down in the tanks with my Reaper. It's a little shorter than the roller, so it's easier to get in those holes like this. Looking in for some snapper. Kind of indecisive, which lets them kind of swim away. And I see one that I like, and I go for him. But I miss. So I just kind of come up and pull the shaft out as I go up. It's easier to untangle it on that same dive, but this one was kind of lodged, so I had to come back down and untangle it afterwards. It's pretty clear water today. It's good conditions. This dive, diving down into the sand rather than, onto the pipes, because you want to approach the reef from the outside. I've talked about that a lot. And I see a bunch of snapper, so I come in towards the pipe where they're kind of coming in and out of, because I see a school that comes out the backside. I use the pipe as a hiding thing, and then I make my lunge out towards the snapper that I want. But he kind of flicks away, so then I kind of chase, and I end up just messing up this whole thing and whiffing the shot. I should have shot as soon as I went on that lunge, after I came out from behind the pipe that I was hiding behind. This next dive is much more better executed. I had been throwing a flasher around, letting it sink to the bottom, and then diving onto it. You look around and the snapper get kind of curious. Sometimes it brings grouper out of their holes. So I see a nice little snapper and I start waving the flasher at him so he can come look. And then I plug him. Always cool to see, stuff like that, as simple as just a piece of PVC with some flashy tape. Work to get some nice fish in. I reach my arm in, grab him out of this pipe. That's more meat for the box. That's a big tangle though. You always want to let go of your gun when you've got a tangle like that.
Oh, nice. Nice grouper, nice snapper.
So after that first snapper, I started to kind of find my groove a little bit. Diving down on this flasher proved pretty useful. Even if there weren't immediately fish right on it, it would always have some curious snapper that would hang around more off of it. So I'd just look around, have my head a bit on a swivel, until I see a fish I like. And this one fought like really hard for a small snapper. He took a bunch of reel line out. It's pretty cool. He got himself caught under the pipe. But I'm a big believer in retrieving a fish on the same dive. Less of a chance for Goliaths, less of a chance for sharks. So I went, chased him, grabbed him, pulled him to me. More meat for the box. This dive was pretty cool. I was actually looking for cobia on this one. This big, sort of like raised part of the pipes creates a current break that the cobia like to swim through, looking for bait. There's just so much bait this day. I thought I would for sure see a cobia, but I didn't. So I'm perched up on top of this, looking towards the middle of the water column for cobia. Don't see any. So I kind of look down where the snapper are on the bottom in the pipes and stuff. I see a nice one. I sent that. That was a big hit. Poor guy was so dazed. But had a really nice holding shot. And just bring him up. Normally I don't advocate towing him up with the shooting line. It's better to go and get him on the bottom than it is to pull him all the way up, because that's how you get situations where Goliaths or sharks will eat it while you're bringing it up. So this dive was another one of those cobia dives, coming down on top of this big pile of tall pipes, looking around at the bait, through the schools of bait, trying to see if I could see any cobia. Don't really see any again, so I transition, start looking around for snapper, looking down instead of, forward or ahead. And, I see one that I kind of like, and I line up on him. But I kind of take a bit of a long shot on him, and he just tears right out. It seemed like it was a good shot, but as soon as I looked away, he was gone. This dive was an absolute gift from God. Just come down. As soon as I come down, I see a big gag. Not even on the bottom yet. Boom. Got him. Good holding shot. Tries to swim into a pipe. I just yank him out and grab him. I have no idea what this gag was doing out there in the open. It's not the smartest gag I've ever seen in my life. But I'll take it. Good grouper cheeks, good grouper fillets. Tasty, tasty. Shot didn't mess up any of the meat. Brain him, bleed him, and gut him as always for meat quality.
Alright, update, Matt. How many we have? We got 2 gags, 5 snapper, a mackerel, and a grunt. Pretty good midday update.
The bigger gag.
You have the bigger gag. Mine's 24, yours 26. Pretty good.
Now that I, can't really dive because I'm in college, or at least dive a lot less, I'm going to start to include stuff that, isn't necessarily shooting anything or landing it, just because I find some of these dives really pretty and I miss doing it. So on this dive, I see this little sea turtle, and I kind of regret that I didn't really pay it any mind. I was too busy hunting fish. It was just cool to see such beautiful animals on the bottom. I didn't pick up that can. I should have. All these little things that you kind of think about when you look back through footage of your own dives. Take a shot on a fish and just completely whiff. My shaft actually got stuck, and it took me 30 minutes to get it out of that pipe. Alright, so this dive is back to, your regularly scheduled fishing content. I get down on this pipe reef. This is actually a newer section of the reef that we had not dove yet, so we were very interested to see what was here. We're just looking around on the bottom in the sandy part because, stay on the outside of the reef, stay in the sand, don't spook everything off the pipes. I was looking towards the pipes, see a nice snapper, plug him. He goes absolutely AWOL, just crazy, but, he was no match for the stealth of the sand. Gotta sit in the sand. More fish for the box. So in this dive, just headed on down to the bottom, one of the last dives of the day. Just seeing if I can see any grouper in holes, checking out a hole that I wanted to look at for grouper, and before I get there I see this nice snapper. Plug him, he goes nuts, goes into this little cute looking thing, and then this Goliath just kind of shows up. And I'm trying to pull him out, and Goliath is kind of there. You just start to see him right there in the top corner. But I grab him and head to the surface.